Welcome to Popverse, your cozy corner on YouTube for all things K-drama. Today, we're diving deep into the sweet, funny, and surprisingly emotional world of the Potato Lab, a romantic comedy with soil on its hands and love in its heart. This is your complete recap of episodes 1 to 8, told with all the juicy details, perfect for a binge catch-up. Let's dig in. We open in a quiet mountain village where the hardworking Mi-kyung lives and breathes potatoes, literally. She's a researcher at the Potato Research Institute, a humble operation run by a small food company. Mi-kyung is stubborn, passionate, and a bit rough around the edges, but in the most lovable way. Her world flips upside down when their parent company, Sanyo Food, is suddenly acquired by Wonhan Retail, a huge, sleek corporate giant. And guess who they send to oversee the transition? So Baek-ho, tall, calculating, serious, your classic cold-hearted executive type, that Baek-ho's first encounter with the village. And with Mi-kyung is a disaster. He gets attacked by a territorial magpie named Sanyo. Yep, same name as the company, trips through a field and lands right in a pile of potatoes. It's not love at first sight, it's more like war. But there's more. Mi-kyung's ex-boyfriend, Park Ki-se, is an executive at Wonhan and part of the takeover team. Their reunion? Painfully awkward. You can feel the tension simmering. The episode ends on a quiet note. It's raining. Mi-kyung stands alone in the field, unsure about her future. Baek-ho appears beside her, offering her an umbrella and a surprisingly sincere apology. Maybe, just maybe, he's not all bad. Baek-ho moves into Mi-kyung's guest house without telling her. She's furious, but her brother and best friend explain they need the rent. Still, she thinks Baek-ho's doing it to spy on her. She gathers the village elders and confronts Baek-ho, demanding he pay a local development fee. He refuses and brings in lawyers. But things escalate. Villagers block the road to the lab. So Mi-kyung offers to give him a ride in her beat-up truck. She makes the ride bumpy on purpose, tossing him around like a sack of potatoes. Satisfying? Absolutely. But then, crisis strikes. A pest infestation hits the potato fields. With the main crop team out sick from food poisoning, Mi-kyung and her team have to step up, and Baek-ho's roped in too. Watching the city slicker stumble around with pesticide gear is comedy gold. After a hard day's work, the team celebrates with drinks. Baek-ho, usually cold and composed, gets drunk. Mi-kyung does too, and kisses him. Just like that. It's clumsy, bold, and oh so K-drama. Mi-kyung wakes up in horror, remembering the kiss. She pretends she forgot, hoping Baek-ho will too, but he doesn't. Instead, he teases her mercilessly. He even claims she owes him for gas. Petty? Yes. Hilarious? Also yes, the village hosts a potato cooking contest. Mi-kyung enters with full spirit. Chaos ensues when the village chiefs start a food fight. And somehow, Baek-ho ends up cooking and wins the contest. Later, Baek-ho pulls Mi-kyung aside and suggests they date. Not because he likes her romantically, but because logically it makes sense. Mi-kyung is offended. Of course, if that wasn't enough, her eyebrow tattoo appointment goes wrong. She ends up with thick, angry brows. Just in time for a surprise visit from the company chairman and CEO. Oh, and Baek-ho, he announces her termination. Out loud. In front of everyone. Mi-kyung is devastated. She tries to reason with Baek-ho, but he stands firm. He says she can stay only until she finishes training her junior, Mr. Kwon. She takes a break and visits her estranged father at a temple. He's now a monk, and their reunion is quiet but emotional. We get a glimpse of Mi-kyung's loneliness beneath her tough shell. Back at work, her colleagues don't even realize she's been fired. She tries to win her job back with bribes, compliments, and sabotage. None of it works. Eventually, the team finds out and they're furious. To get revenge, Mi-kyung vents in a group chat, forgetting that Baek-ho is in it. She panics, trying to delete the message from his phone, and gets caught. Surprisingly, Baek-ho doesn't yell. He tells her to stay professional. Later, a thunderstorm hits. Mi-kyung runs to the greenhouse to save the crops. Baek-ho joins her. They work together, quietly under the rain. It's not romance yet, but it's something. Baek-ho helps Mi-kyung during the storm. He even considers reversing her termination. They share a meal, and we start to see another side of him. Gentle, thoughtful. Yoon, Jin, Baek-ho's childhood friend, arrives at the guest house. Everyone assumes she's his girlfriend. Mi-kyung is jealous but plays it cool. At a village barbecue, Jin makes it clear she and Baek-ho are just friends. That night, Mi-kyung and Baek-ho nearly share a moment. Things get awkward again at work when Mi-kyung's ex, Kiesi, mocks her. Mi-kyung nearly explodes, and Baek-ho walks in at the worst possible time. Later, Baek-ho thinks the lab is haunted, but really it's just Mi-kyung's team messing around. He scolds them, but the truth is, he's starting to feel like part of the group. Mi-kyung pitches a new potato variety, the Maru. She wants it to replace the imported Marshalls. It's her final project before leaving, and she believes in it. Baek-ho isn't convinced at first, but as they spend more time together, he begins to soften, especially after he finds her crying alone in a shed. Meanwhile, Ju finally confesses her feelings to Hwan-kyung. They kiss. Mi-kyung catches them and is not thrilled. Baek-ho and Mi-kyung share a tender moment. She demands to know what she means to him. He finally says it, "You're the line I want to cross." After his big confession, Baek-ho tells Mi-kyung they should wait until she's no longer under his supervision. She agrees, but Ju isn't buying it. In one of the funniest scenes so far, Ju practices martial arts outside Baek-ho's window, threatening him if he hurts her best friend. Eventually, Baek-ho and Mi-kyung go on a sweet, awkward date. He confesses he already picked her potato variety. They stumble into Ju and Hwan-kyung on a romantic getaway and find a weird, congratulatory card, which Baek-ho thinks is from Mi-kyung. Misunderstandings follow, of course. Back at work, people start gossiping. Baek-ho doesn't hide his feelings. He feeds her at lunch in front of everyone. Smooth move, but Park Ki-se, Mi-kyung's ex-boyfriend, is watching. He sends a spy to gather dirt and reports back to the CEO. Baek-ho buys Mi-kyung a giant teddy bear. The episode ends with a soft kiss on her forehead. Their feelings are now undeniable. Mi-kyung is loving her teddy bear until her brother and Ju catch her spying on Baek-ho changing. Cue chaos. Elsewhere, Jin has a flashback about proposing to Park Ki-se, whom there's definitely history. A village emergency breaks out. A calf named Myung-soo goes missing. Baek-ho and Mi-kyung join the search and find the animal with an elderly woman suffering from dementia. She thinks the calf is her son. The scene is emotional and grounding. Later, Mi-kyung walks in on Ju and Hwan-kyung in bed. She's upset and goes to the lab to cool off. Baek-ho brings her to a hotel and respectfully declines to stay. Gentlemen alert. The episode ends with Baek-ho and Mi-kyung witnessing Jin and Ki-se hugging. Secrets are about to surface. And that wraps up episodes 1 to 8 of the Potato Lab. From chaotic first impressions to quiet, heartfelt confessions, this K-drama keeps giving us potatoes and plot twists. If you love this recap, don't forget to subscribe to Popverse for weekly breakdowns, theories, and drama deep dives. Episode 9 is just around the corner, and we'll be here, ready to peel back the drama, one layer at a time. Thanks for watching, and remember, love grows in the most unexpected soil.